So we're talking about the division of the algebraic expressions, okay? So what we have here is we've got an algebraic expression. It's a monomial. It's 2 over 8, 2x over 8 rather. So I want to look at this example, okay? So the idea is to simplify. If we had a fraction of 2 over 8, if we had a fraction of 2 over 8, we know we would divide, we would just simplify that. Okay, the 2 and 8. The idea with division of algebraic expressions is to do exactly the same thing, but now just incorporate fractions, variables. So the only difference from what you know with fractions is we've got a variable over there. Okay, in the first example, let's see how we do it. So in the first example, as I said, how we would simplify that. And for us to have it in the simplest form, we know that 2 is a common factor between the two. So 2 would go into 2 one time, and it would go into 8 4 times. Okay, there's nothing else we can do with x. Okay, so the answer here is gonna be x over 4. If you like, you can put that 1x over 4 over there, because that's what we would have if we were just working with the fraction. Okay, second example is a little bit more complicated than that. Okay, so we have to remember law number 1 here and law number 2 in exponents. We also need to remember the expanded form. Okay, so I'm first gonna look at the signs. Okay, everything we've learned so far. In fact, I'm gonna rewind. I'm gonna look at the signs first. Okay, we should have looked at the signs in the first examples. Obviously it was easy because we were dealing with plus, so that means it's a plus here. Okay, here it's easy, we're still dealing with the plus, so we still are gonna have plus. Okay, so what we're gonna have is, we know that plus divided by plus is a plus. Okay, then let's go to numbers in doing SNV. It's also easy here because we've got 1 on both sides, 1 in the numerator and 1 in the denominator. So what we're going to do is we are going to do, we have 1 over 2. So what we're going to do with the numbers is they'll remain the same, 1 over 2 if you like. Okay, we haven't done. But now I want to actually write this numerator in expanded form. I'm going to go x times x. Okay, and then I have x in the denominator, it doesn't change. Okay, x times x and x in the denominator. Okay, so what we will see here, this x will be taken up by that one. It's essentially the same thing. It's almost like having the same number on top and the bottom. So we divide them both, or they disappear, they become 1 basically, because that one is taken down by the 1 in the denominator. So that means we have 1x over 2 is our final answer. Okay, that's us using expanded form. Obviously, if you have x to the power 10 or x to the power 100, the expanded form becomes very difficult. Okay, so it's very important to use the exponential laws that you've learned, and I'll kind of show you now how we do that. Okay.